Well, I asked the Wisconsin Democracy Campaign to calculate from the spending by candidates, from legislative campaign committees, and from third-party and independent special interests, total spending through October 19th. And 6 of our legislative races have now spent more than $1 million. I just want to highlight 4 of them, then I'll give you a chance to comment on each of the 4. So let's look through October 29th, 2 weeks before the election. A lot of money is going to be spent in these final 2 weeks. First, the Senate District 32, Dan Kapanke versus Brad Pfaff, $2.45 million. And Mr. Pfaff and Democratic groups, $1.34 million of that. Second most expensive race through October 19th, and that's an important date, was the Senate District 30, Jonathan Hansen, Democrat, versus Eric Wimberger, $2.35 million. And of that, candidate Hansen, the Democrat, $1.13 million. Number 4, most costliest districts through October 19th, and I keep coming back to that, Senate District 10, $1.66 million. And of that, independent spending by third-party groups, $671,000. Finally, of the top 4, $1.52 million spent through October 19th in Senate District 8. Incumbent Senator Alberta Darling, the Republican, versus Neil Plotkin. Okay, JR, just of those 4 Senate races, what's your sense? Which of them might be the tightest? Because we're not pundits. We're not going to make any calls here.
Everything I've been heard talking to people is that the Green Bay area seat's probably a true toss-up. People on both sides of the aisle believe that Brad Pfaff has an edge in the 32nd Senate District over Dan Kapanke. You can see that in the spending because the Republican groups had kind of pulled out of that race the final weeks. Those are late buy. They came in there for helping Kapanke, but it looks like Brad's in favorable position. Up in the 10th Senate District, Rob Stassel, Republican, has an edge. It's probably a significant one over Patty Schotten, the Democrat. It's a plus 17 Trump district. The spending has been heavily tilted toward Rob Stassel. That's usually a sign. Then you kind of get into Alberta Darling's seat against Neil Plotkin. I've heard various levels of concern from Republicans about polling they've seen that's just a tighter race than they'd expected a month and a half ago. That is an example of the Trump problem in suburban Wisconsin that can keep that race tight. And then up in Pat Teston's seat against Paul Piotrowski, that district is more Trump than Republican, I've been told. So the president's not having an issue there. That probably helps Pat Teston, though. There's been a lot of spending up there. You got to keep an eye on it. But I've never seen such a small map with so much spending in it. Now, we went through the recall elections, a decade ago and saw all kinds of spending, but there were a lot of seats out there. This is a 5-seat map. There's almost nothing going on anywhere else, and they're all north of $1 million. I believe when it's all said and done that at least one will cross the $3 million mark, which is crazy. I remember congressional races that were contested and not reaching $3 million. Talking about a state Senate seat. This is unprecedented spending. It's driven by the State Democratic Party of Wisconsin's success in raising money. It's allowed it to funnel it out to its candidates and level the playing field or tilt it in their favor in the spending race.
Okay, but it's not a record. Looked it up. The record for all spending in a legislative seat, $4.5 million, and that was in 2018, won by Senator Howard Markline of Spring Green. So we're not talking a record here.